Share sponsor Lunish Masab Yakushom Lab Sitzrok, holding in Bukamo, Daf Lamed Ches. More story was saying Shoshi Shoshakrani Potter. We learned the Mishnah that if a Yid's ox scores a Goy's ox, so then he's Potter. But if the opposite is Chayv. Says the Gemara, Amrei Mimon Shach. Ireu Davko. The Kanani Kinokat Yisrael Namdi Potter. If you would tell me it says Re'eu, and Re'eu means Davka you're Jew and not a Goy. So also a Goy who gores a Yisrael's, he should be Potter. What are you saying in the Mishnah is Chayv? V'Ireu Lav Davko. I feel Yisrael Kinokat the Kanani Chayv. So Yisrael is going Kanani should be Chayv. So what is this middle ground? You say that Yisrael gores, he is Potter, and Goy gores is Chayv. So the pasuk says that Baruch Hu saw the goyim and he gave up on them. They saw the 7 mitzvahs the Noach received. They accepted. So he went and he made their moment mutar to Am Yisrael. So that the Indian of when Bnei Noach, when the goyim did not keep the 7 mitzvahs they were obligated to do, so the Lord said, okay, you're mevater in the moment. From Paron, that's when the goyim lost their money. So the Mefarshim bring over here, first of all, what does it mean, Paron? The Paron means when he went to give the Torah, and he went to all the umas, and they said no. So he says, where is Paron exactly? He wants to bring. He brings Loshe Rashi. The Paron means the place of the Ishmael. He brings another source. The Paron means one of the Shemus Midbar Sinai, referring to when Am Yisrael did the Torah. They went to the goyim and he offered them the Torah, and they said no. Right? So comes that the Gemara brings you 2 pshatim. One is because they didn't keep 7 mitzvahs b'noach, and the other pshat is because they didn't accept the Torah. So Rav Nissim Goyen and Abidomat Teshah says that it's basically a 2-stage process. They gave Shem Mitzvah, they gave it up on him. Even though they gave Shem Mitzvah, they still give another opportunity to get the Torah. They couldn't get the Torah if they wanted to. And then this maybe connects to beautiful Beis Halevi. Beis Halevi says, and he goes on this Gemara too. Beis Halevi says that the difference between the Shem Mitzvah B'Noach and Tag Mitzvahs, it's not only the fact that Shem Mitzvah B'Noach is that 7, this is 6:13. But it's a different type of mitzvahs. The 7 mitzvahs B'Noach means that it's a job. You do it whatever you want to do it. It's like a worker that comes to your house and does for your work. Tarek mitzvahs B'Noach, Tarek mitzvahs that Am Yisrael have, that means it's an avdus, it's a slavery. You belong to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what he goes on to explain. That's why Am Yisrael can accept it. I can accept such a thing. I can accept Na'aseh V'Nishra without knowing where you're going to, because we're selling yourselves as a slave. And he says that's the pshat that by Goy, Baruch says, okay, it's over. You don't want to do it. It's like a payil. When I hire a worker and I don't want the worker to work anymore, I say goodbye. That's what happened here. They say goodbye. By Yisrael, you can't say goodbye. That's what Beis Halevi says. According to this, and you put it together in Nissim Goy, it comes out this was a 2-stage process. They offered them to take Shem Mitzvah and they said no. They said, okay, take Tari mitzvahs, not other mitzvahs, a different type, a different sort of what it is. And that was the other opportunity that they had. More on this based on Shem the Shul Machshava. So what I know, another price like this. Shosh Yisrael shlogo shosh Kanani potu. Shosh Kanani shekoch shosh Yisrael being muad mishan ezek shalom. Shneimar v'amad v'yidet eretz or v'yiter goyim v'oimer fiyam mar parn. So you see both. My v'oimer. Chitema oimer v'yidet eretz v'baylik and amatuk adav Yosef. Maybe I'm going to use the pasuk, the first pasuk that you mentioned. When I say mitzvah noach, maybe I need for amatuk adav Yosef. So therefore, I need the other pasuk. Tashma v'yifiyam mar parn v'yiparon v'yifiyam one in Israel. It's called Maider Mato. What's Ramato? Toma Matro, Omad, Veimoid Deretz, Ro, Veitagoy. That's the post we're talking about till now. Vayatergoy. Say Vayatergoy. Maro, Ro, Shavit, Shitavu Lemrinoech, Veloy Kimum, Omad Vigloy, so me Alad Nosso. So the portion wasn't they lost their money, but they were going from their land. Omay Mashwa Doi, Viter. Loshon di gluyu. So before Viter means Loshon moment that he made their money, he gave up on their money, like he was mafker their money. But here he means he went to go. How do you know it? They jump on the ground. hopping on the ground. You have from place to place. You have from your place to Chutz. My dad is where you said that's possible. No, I said only that there it's already by to go. My Rosh means we should go in the Kimum. Oh my Tiram Lahem. He was mocking them, the Shemitah. He says you don't have to do it. It's more is great. They gain from the fact that they're not keeping mitzvahs. So Choyte will earn for the fact he's not keeping the mitzvahs. They don't give reward. They're not getting reward for it. Even a guy who's learning Torah, he is like a Kohen Gadol. Why? Because and we dash from the pasuk, Yikori miprinim. That's Torah being so. Yikori miprinim. It tells the pasuk miprinim. Yikori Gadol chasafayim miprinim. Torah is so great. So someone guy who learns Torah is able to be like a Kohen Gadol shenichas chasafayim miprinim. Then he's like a Kohen Gadol shenichas miprinim. So he has a big milah. So you see, he gets rewarded for it. So Odom v'chai behem. So Yosef v'chai behem. Kohanim Levim Yisrael loy nehemar elo Odom. But that's the pasuk. So Odom v'chai behem. Manda shefilu nochi v'yisik b'Torah we Kohen Gadol. Even our nochi gets rewarded for learning Torah. Here there's a Zoya. The Zoya tells us that he gets a mile like a Kohen Gadol, but not Kohen Gadol Amichachim. Kohen Gadol Amoritz. Kohen Gadol Amoritz doesn't get rewarded like a Tamichachim. Because we learn the Mamzat Tamichachim is greater than Kohen Gadol Amoritz. So the mile of a goy that is a Kohen Gadol is a Kohen Gadol means he's able to purify himself. That's also the Maharal Mishachach was saying he's able to connect the Torah, able to reach levels of purification to really give him a mile for that mile. So what do you see? You see that at the end of the day, and some want to say that what it means Yosef Torah doesn't mean Yosef Torah our Torah. It means Yosef Torah Shira Mitzvahs. So then directly related to our sugya. You said that Bishbol said they don't have to do the mitzvahs. It says they get rewarded. You said it means they don't get rewarded. They do get rewarded. It says the Gemara, they get rewarded someone who's not obligated to do. Is greater than the one who's mitzvah more than the one who's not mitzvah. The reason is, the Torah says in Kiddushin, because someone's mitzvah he is worried about the mitzvah, it bothers him. It's on his head, on his shoulders. So therefore, because he's a mitzvah, so therefore he needs to. That's why he gets more rewarded, and that's what the Gemara says over here. Now, the Gemara said over here that how do I know that a goy who's oisem b'Torah is Kohen Gadol? Because it says sheyaseh oisem ha'odom v'chai behem. It says ha'odom means even a goy. So Torah asks the question: how can you tell me that it's even a goy? We know that Atem Kurim Odom, they Musayel Kurim Odom. Musayel not called Odom. So why is saying Odom means Goy? So different answers. One of the answers to it says, fascinating answer, to it says, Odom is only Yisrael, but Ha-Odom is even a Goy. With a Hey. What's Shat? So by Shat, the Rosh rings, because it's Miud Achamiud Tel Rabbis. Meaning, Odom means Odom and not a Goy. Ha-Odom is another mute. Ein mute achayim tel rabbis. So Odom means Israel. Ha-Odom means a Goy. But the Api Kabbalah is a Indian over here, the Midrash. Odom is the gematria of 45. That's what the gematria is. 45 represents the without going into why is that so. As Odom means he's a 45. He's a certain level that a person gets to, and that only a Jew can get to. A Goy cannot get to. Ha-Odom is gematria 50. 50 is when the world has no limitations. Shar Chamishim is everybody. When you get to Shar Chamishim, there's no good and bad. Everything's good. Even a Goy is mitzvah to Odom when you have the Hey Ha-Odom gematria 50. Okay, just say Odom. Says the Gemara. Sent two messengers to Chacham Yisrael. Lamdu to ask them. I want you to teach our Torah. Karu v'shonu v'shilshu. They learned twice, 3 times. Big discussion here. Can you teach a Goy Torah? So Some say you can't teach the Goy Torah. The only reason the Goy over here, they taught him because they had no choice. It was a Pikuach Nefesh. Some say you could teach Goy Torah. As long as that learning being you can teach Goy Torah. B'Shabbat Tir also Amru Leim, when they left, these messengers of the king, Amru Leim, they told him, "Diktak Kol Torah, we check the whole Torah. The emes of everything is emes. Chut v'davar zeh shetem oimrim shorish Yisrael, shenogar shorish Akrani patur. Shekrani shegor shorish Yisrael b'tam ben muad misham nezik shor. So a shor of Yisrael who gore is a goy is patur, and the opposite is ichayev manavshach. Irei udav kavil dikrani kenogar Yisrael lifter. Irei ulav dav kavil Yisrael kenogar dikrani chayev." So he says it doesn't make any sense. It says like more. We're not going to tell the reason why. We have a pasuk that says viter. The Yeshua was vivater on their moment, and that's why here it's different. Just to mention that there is a discussion over here. Do we say that every nizikin the goy doesn't get? We didn't mention that in the Mishnah. The Mishnah only mentioned about goring. What about shem beregel? What about if a goy's animal eats the food? So, I mean, let's say a goy, animal of Yisrael eats the food of a goy. Do you pay? You don't pay. That is a discussion that we show him. And the Pashtus comes out from our Mishnah. It's only by goring we say it. And then this Bnei Yissaschar says that this is very negiyah to Chanukah, because in Chanukah the Yevonim put on Keren Ashar, Ein lechem chelik b'Kei Yisrael. Why Keren Ashar? Says Bnei Yissaschar, this will bother them. Why you say that a Yid pays this question the Gemara just said right now? That's what bothers them. Why do you say that Yisrael doesn't pay, and a Goy does pay? And according to what the Yisrael says, this is the oimik of the Shvitzin of Goy in Yisrael. Because what bothers the Yevonim? Why are you different than us? Why are you more Kaddish than us? What makes you different? This is what bothered them. The taina was why you have different status than we have. According to what the Gemara said before, they didn't accept it as the Torah. They did not vote to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That was the difference. They denied the relationship. So Keren Ashar they wrote, Ein lechem chelek b'Kei Yisrael. Okay, says the Gemara, Shmuel bar Yehuda shchiv elei barto. Shmuel bar Yehuda, his daughter was nifter. Only Rabbanan Leula, kum nezel inachme. Go give an echama to him. I don't want to deal with the chamas by you, by Babylonians. You Babylonians, you don't really do a real nechama. You're really cursing. How do they say? They say, what can you do? What can you do? Someone died, what can you do? Nothing we can do about it. I'm not sure if you could do something about it, you'll do something. What do you mean? Who's going to someone to die? It's over. So he went alone. So he went the Ula went to Shmuel Yehuda to give him a nechama. What do you tell him? Shmuel tells Moshe Rabbeinu, don't fight with Moav. What do you think? Shmuel did not tell Moshe Rabbeinu to go fight Moav. He won't fight Moav. What was the Avim? אלא לא so Moshe Kavachim בעצמו שהיה כבוחים. ומה מדיינים שלא יבואו אלא לעזור את מויב. תורת צורס המדיינים וכיזמוי. So the Midyanim came to help Moav, right? We know that the Midyanim, they came to help Moav to fight Am Yisrael, right? That was Balak ben Tzipor, Melech Moav, called Bilam to come and help. And then it says, and then Bilam made the daughters of Midian go and be with Am Yisrael. That causes to do his nus. It says, look how much you have to punish the Midian. It says the Gemara that so we have him, of course. We have him. Midian just help we have him, and you say that they punished. So we have themselves, of course. Whatever comes in your mind, it's not going in my mind. I have two great predators, talk about two birds that have to come from them. How do they trade the prey? What? Pigeons. They're coming out for them. I need to come from the Moavim and from Ammon and Moav. I need to come out two pigeons that will join Am Yisrael. Rus and Nahamo. Rus is the one who is the great-great-grandmother of David HaMelech, and now married Shlomo HaMelech. Because of these two pigeons, God did not destroy these two women of Ammon and Moav, Bidusha Rebbe, and Ksheri V'Huri Lotus Mirad over Toiv. So he says the daughter of Rebbe, of course, if something good would come out of her, she would live. And this seems to be such a terrible mechama. He goes to someone who's nifter his daughter, tells her, don't cry so much. Nothing good was supposed to come out of her. Right? How is that in the chama? So the first way to point out, the idea is that the Ula knew that when Yeshua Bar Yehuda is the daughter's nifter, he doesn't have a time against a Kodesh Baruch Hu. They took his daughter. Kodesh Baruch Hu knows Kodesh Baruch Hu lokach. That was not the time. But Yeshua Bar Yehuda felt maybe I caused her to die too early. Maybe it's my punishment. We know that sometimes there's a chait that the person does nidarim because his kids to die. Maybe there was something here that I caused it to go away, and she's punished because of me. So tells the Mulu, you should know that there's nothing. If there was anything that was supposed to come here, because Baruch was save that you're not going to be punished for that. It can't be if from Ammon and Moav there was such umos rishayim. I kept everybody just to take out what's supposed to take out. So this will be okay as well. So don't blame yourself for not allowing that potential to materialize. Right? This we learned in Maseches Nazir. So even it says, Shmuel doesn't take away a good talk. Even for every word a person says, he gets rewarded. Even if he speaks nicer. The older daughter of Lot, right? She was with her father in the cave. She had a child. Now they didn't know, that wasn't their fault, but at the end of the day, something inappropriate happened. How does she call the child? She calls him Moyo. Moyo means me'av. He comes from my father. She announces it out loud that this child is from my father. So you can't fight war with him, but you could take some taxes for them. You give them some trouble. You don't conquer them, but you could do some shibud, make them give you water and food, etc. Seir de Karmo ben Ami, but the younger one did not say Moya. She said Ben Ami, the son of my nation. Al Titsurim Vatisgar Bom. Meaning, she spoke more appropriately. She gets rewarded that you don't fight their children so much. It was a more appropriate talk. On the other hand, there's a better Indian to do mitzvahs first. Because of the first because of the one night that the older girl, the older daughter of Noit, was with his father before the younger one, because Moshe Arba dares to Israel. So she came 4 generations before the Am Yisrael, because Rus joined Am Yisrael, and from Rus came Oived, Yishai, David, Shlomo. That was the children of Rus. Tzira didn't come only after Shlomo. She was the one that married Shlomo and had Ruchava. So in other words, they joined Am Yisrael. When was the first child born in Am Yisrael? Only 4 generations later. So, I forgot who says it, but the first point out, it's Mida connected Mida. The first part we're talking about improper talk. You're talking too much. Moya, why are you saying to your father? Just be quiet. You're talking too much. The punishment that Baruch Hu says, Al tizgar bom milchama. Adding the word milchama to exclude the word that you could do an argue. The other one who spoke little, Ben Ami didn't say too much. So also the instruction to Moshe Rabbeinu is Al tizgar bom. That's usually the word milchama. Mida connected Mida. The Gabi, the Kedima, because she was early, so she has the children early. It goes together. Says the Gemara, Torah Rabbanan, Shosh Yisrael shlogo shosh kusi potter. Shekudi shlogo shosh Yisrael tam mishal chatzi nezek u'mo nezek shalom. Mishal nezek shalom. So kusi is not a goy, right? Or at least not exactly like a goy. And then we would treat him differently. If he was mazik, he pays like a Jew. Meaning we treat a kusi exactly like a goy. The same way a goy pays the shalom, also a kusi pays the shalom. So you want to tell me that Rameir holds that kusim is a ger arayis, and therefore the night Yisrael? Meaning that the lions cause it to do gerus. If you have ksomim, meaning blood that you find, kesem, if it comes from rekem toim, then it's tar. This says no. So why is it tar? Because it comes from a goy. It says no. It comes from their gerim, and they make a mistake. If we find it by goyim, it's tar. When he's strong ben kusim, of course, if he's strong kusim, because of the kusim. So Chacham say the Yisrael don't lose their ksavim, and kusim are not Yisrael. And Rameir says is betami because they are Yisrael. So you see, Rameir considers kusim to be Yisrael. Alma kasom Rameir kusim ger ha'emes. They hold the kusim ger ha'emes. Amar abo knasu sheknas Rameir be'amoinom shaloi tamu bohem. Says no, you're right. Rameir holds they are Yisrael, but still, why do they say that if they do Nizikin, they're chayav so much? We don't want Am Yisrael to connect to them. Meisi of Zeres asked the question: Ve'elu nar sheyesh lehem knas abal mamzeres v'al nesino v'al kusis. These are we learn them ksuvas. So someone has a relationship with a girl who's a kusis. You have a knas. It's like that kind of Shomir Amoyin. If Rameir says you have to punish them, we don't want people to get away from them. So that's why we take away their money. So also here, don't have them knas. Don't pay the money that you pay for a rape in the case of a kosi. The reason is I don't want someone who's doing something wrong, raping a girl, to be niskar. So that's why in that case you have to pay it. So give it to the poor. You don't want him to be choyte niskar, so make a bait. If you'd say give it to the anim, so he'll say so nobody's going to come and charge for it, right? You don't listen. You did something wrong with a girl. You have to pay 50 to the anim. So okay, no problem. Who's going to come and ask for it? Nobody's coming to ask for it. So therefore, he's never going to pay it. So that's why I say the one who's violated, she's the one who can get the money. So she's going to be the one who's going to charge it from him, and that's why then you really fulfill lo yechoite niskar. Okay, with this we finish this daf.